to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories, a gentle corner of warmth and comfort dedicated to helping you drift into a peaceful slumber. Take a moment now to settle into your favorite resting spot, whether it is your bed, a cozy couch, or simply a quiet place where you can be at ease. Allow yourself to relax in this moment, to give in to the soft lull that comes when you decide to let go of the day's tensions. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with the promise of rest, and exhale to release any remaining heaviness. If your thoughts attempt to pull you elsewhere, that's all right. Just thank them and let them float away like small leaves carried off by a gentle autumn breeze. In tonight's narrative, we'll be wandering through a November evening in peaceful Santa Monica, California. Before the tale begins, gather your own sense of calm. Feel the restful hush that spreads through your limbs when you promise yourself a well-deserved break. Notice how your shoulders melt from your ears, how your jaw loosens, and how your forehead finds its peace. Each breath carries you deeper into tranquility, easing your body and mind into a slower rhythm. You may even feel your eyelids grow heavier as anticipation of calm caresses your senses. Let the deep quiet of your thoughts shape a soft cushion in your mind, a gentle space into which this story can unfold. Close your eyes if you haven't already, or let them remain half-lidded, whichever feels most natural. Imagine a serene glow just behind your eyes, a soft candlelight shining in the darkness, unwavering in its steadiness. Let your breathing match that glow, steady, gentle, and consistent. In through your nose with ease, out through your mouth with a gentle sigh. With each breath, your body loosens another fraction. Your legs become lighter, your arms sink into the material beneath you, and your chest settles into a quieter tempo. Slowly, very slowly, the day's noise dims into the background, leaving you perfectly ready to journey into a calming story set on a peaceful November evening in Santa Monica. Tonight, let this story simply flow around you. There's no need to hold on to every detail or every description. Instead, allow the soft brush strokes of each scene to lull you deeper into the hush of relaxation. It's perfectly fine if you drift in and out. Let the words be your lullaby, guiding you gently along a winding trail of restful images. Every sentence, every pause is an invitation to sink a little further, to find comfort in the gentlest, most welcome hush. And now, if you feel ready, let the story draw you in, a gentle companion leading you toward a night of solace and sleep. It is November in Santa Monica. The hush of late autumn settles beneath a sky painted with dusky pinks and early evening blues. A gentle breeze, neither too warm nor too cold, drifts along Ocean Avenue, accompanying the last stretches of sunlight as they fade into a welcoming twilight. Palms stand tall with their fronds swaying softly, rustling in a near-silent dance against the ocean's whisper. The air is crisp enough to carry a reminder that winter is on its way, yet mild enough to preserve the comfortable charm that Santa Monica is known for. In this gentle twilight, an unhurried figure appears, someone meandering along the sidewalk. Slung over one shoulder is a light sweater, where even the mild chill of an autumn day can feel refreshing here by the coast. At this hour, the glow of street lamps is beginning to flicker on, each one a small beacon of warmth for those taking a leisurely evening stroll. The figure's footsteps are unhurried, a single step, then another. Nothing is rushed. Everything finds its own natural pace. Overhead, a few scattered clouds catch the final glimmers of pastel light from the setting sun. They seem to float like small, wispy brush strokes along the horizon. In the west, the ocean shimmers with hints of silver and gold, an ethereal reflection of the dissolving daylight. Seabirds glide gently through the air, occasionally dipping low to skim across the waves in search of a late meal. Their calls are hushed by distance, adding only a subtle note to the softly layered sounds of the evening. The figure draws closer to the Santa Monica Pier. At this point in November, the crowds have thinned out. While there are still a few visitors exploring the boardwalk, excited by the sight of a Ferris wheel sparkling in gentle colors, the general atmosphere is unhurried. The breeze that comes off the ocean has a salt-kissed freshness, tangling lightly in the hair of anyone who wanders near. Carried by this breeze is the faint scent of caramel corn from the food stands, mixing with the aroma of the sea in a comforting swirl. The wide beach stretches out beneath the pier, its sand cool to the touch. Now that the day's warmth has faded, the figure lingers, taking in the gentle hush of waves folding into the shore. There is rhythm in that sound, a constant, tender embrace of water meeting land. Occasionally, the hush is broken by the low murmur of a distant conversation or the soft laughter of passers-by. Yet these echoes of life seem wrapped in the same soft swirl of calm that marks a November evening here. A bit further along the promenade, cafe lights twinkle like welcoming beacons, their soft glow reflecting in the windows and along the sidewalk. Inside these cafes, a handful of people unwind at small tables, hands wrapped around warm drinks, shoulders in a restful slump as they chat quietly. Some are reading, their faces lit by a subtle glow, sipping coffee or tea in between pages. The air outside, crisp but not biting, lends the perfect excuse to savor something comforting, perhaps a chai latte or a mug of hot cocoa. From the street, one can glimpse these cozy interior moments, seeing others nestled into their own peaceful space. For a moment, the figure pauses at a window, displaying shelves of pastries. The warmth from within is visible through the glass, soft golden lamplight highlighting delicate confections, fruit tarts dusted with powdered sugar, and perfectly flaky croissants. Even in the evening, the small bakery appears inviting, offering a calm respite for anyone seeking a sweet treat to brighten the quiet. The figure considers stepping inside, but seems content to simply enjoy the gentle ambiance from the street, letting the senses absorb the mingled fragrances of sweetness and sea air. Beyond the cafes lies a quiet stretch of Palisades Park. Tall palm trees stand sentinel along a winding path that overlooks the shore. The figure continues onward, following that meandering route. Underfoot, the walkway is smooth, offering a simple, pleasant stroll. A few benches peek out beneath the silhouettes of trees, each one offering a view of the ocean and the horizon line. From here, the vastness of the Pacific opens up, stretching into the distance. In the mild twilight, one can see the lights of distant ships scattered like tiny stars across the water. Occasionally, a gentle hush of wind lifts a few fallen leaves, swirling them gently before letting them rest again on the grass. Stopping at a bench that faces west, the figure takes a seat. The darkening sky holds onto a quiet glow at the horizon, a gentle reminder that while daytime has slipped away, it leaves behind a subtle warmth that lingers just beneath the surface of twilight. The ocean is a gentle murmur now, like a calm lullaby singing the day to sleep. Seagulls that once danced in the skies have retreated into their evening roosts, and any lingering children on the beach have taken their final leaps in the sand, heading home for family dinners or quiet nights in. From that vantage point, Santa Monica feels both expansive and intimate. The silhouette of the pier juts out over the water, the Ferris wheel still lit in vivid but softened colors, reflecting in watery ripples below. Closer to the shoreline, small twinkles mark the lamps lining the beach pathways, where a few people stroll hand in hand or jog at a leisurely pace. Cars pass intermittently along Ocean Avenue, their headlights blending with the glimmer of the street lamps. A sense of gentle continuity permeates the whole scene, as though everything is connected by the soft hush of evening calm. Sitting there, gazing at the ocean, the figure breathes in the layered scents of salt, distant vanilla from a local bakery, and the sweet perfume of night-blooming flowers that find their moment in the cooler air. The bench is cool to the touch, but not uncomfortably so, a gentle invitation to linger. The figure's eyes grow heavy-lidded, lulled by the comforting repetition of the waves, the glow of lights, and the hush of the city as it winds itself down. After a while, the figure stands and wanders away from the bench, heading toward a narrower path that loops back toward a more residential area. Low wooden fences separate the sidewalk from lush greenery and carefully tended gardens. In some homes, lights glow warmly behind curtains, small glimpses of living rooms and kitchens that radiate a sense of domestic contentment. A faint hum of conversation can be heard through partially open windows, sometimes mixed with the delicate clink of dinnerware. It is an early autumn evening, and everything is beginning to settle for the night. Walking along that quiet street, the figure notices the subtle presence of holiday decorations beginning to make their appearance. Some houses have small wreaths or gentle strings of lights woven around porch railings, blending seamlessly with the natural tones of November. Though it is not yet the heart of the festive season, there is a cozy anticipation in the air, a sense that the city is winding itself closer to a time of gratitude and togetherness, even if that moment has not fully arrived. A small cat appears on the sidewalk, tiptoeing out from behind a hedge. Its fur is patched with different shades of gray, catching the faint light of a porch lamp. It looks up at the figure passing by, tail swaying gently, as though curious about this calm presence. For a brief moment, human and feline share a flicker of recognition before the cat decides to pad on in search of a comfortable spot to curl up for the night. The figure smiles softly at this small encounter, continuing onward without disruption. Further down the lane, a slight hill rises. It is not steep, but requires a slower pace, a deliberate climb that feels in tune with the measured quiet of the evening. The figure's steps proceed, one gentle footfall after another, hands occasionally brushing against the rough wooden fence posts or the leaves that poke out from behind them. At the hill's crest, a panoramic view unfolds. Santa Monica's lights shimmering in the near distance, the ocean's broad darkness dotted by the reflections of the pier. The sky above has deepened into midnight blue, a few early stars glinting like tender sparks. The figure pauses there for a moment, taking in the gentle hush. It is a place where time seems to slow, where one can reflect on the passing day and slip into the restful acceptance of night. As November's mild chill wraps around, it carries with it a renewed sense of calm. The city below glows softly, each cluster of lights a reminder that within the quiet, countless stories are resting or unfolding, each person finding a space of their own in the hush. Moving along, the figure notices a narrow side street with towering palm trees standing like silent guardians. Their trunks stretch high before unfurling into plush green fronds swaying in the calm breeze. The figure follows that path, the concrete beneath shifting into cobblestones near the corner. A faint glow from vintage street lamps guides the way, casting golden circles of light on the ground. This street feels removed from the hustle of the day, reminiscent of a secluded oasis. It might be a route seldom traveled, offering solace and the gentle embrace of possibility. At the end of the lane sits a cottage-like home with a short wooden fence and a small garden out front. Softly lit lanterns line the walkway, illuminating a collection of succulents and ornamental grasses. There's a sense of warmth in the windows, as if someone inside has drawn the curtains but left a lamp glowing. Outside, the hush is gentle, broken only by the soft sway of leaves and the far-off murmur of traffic blending with the ocean's lull. The figure passes by, mind soothed by the thought that peace can be found in the simplest corners of the city. Heading back toward a more central stretch, the figure traverses a route lined with small boutiques. Many have closed for the evening, but their window displays remain lit, showcasing the subtle magic of the upcoming holiday season mixed with the local flair of seaside living. Sandals and beach hats share space with plush throws in autumnal colors and small decorations adorned with shells. It is a reflection of Santa Monica's dual nature, a city that celebrates the ocean's eternal summer while acknowledging the gentle shift of the seasons. Eventually, the figure comes upon a modest bookstore still open, its door propped with a whimsical sign inviting late-night browsers. Inside, the shelves are filled with novels, journals, and art books, each neatly arranged. A warm glow spills out onto the sidewalk. If one listens carefully, there's the faint sound of soft instrumental music within, piano notes drifting lazily through the evening air. The figure steps inside briefly, greeted by the comforting scent of paper and leather bindings, a sense of sanctuary among printed words. In a quiet corner of the store near a potted fern, an older reader sits in a comfortable chair, immersed in a book. Their posture is relaxed, their expression serene, as if they have slipped into another world entirely. The scene invites reflection. How often do we allow ourselves to slow down enough to exist wholly in a single moment? The figure watches for a short time, absorbing the calm that radiates from this person's silent engagement with a story, then gently drifts out so as not to disturb the hush. Back on the sidewalk, the figure notices that the night sky has fully settled now, deepening into the velvet darkness characteristic of late evening. Street lamps and windows glow gently against the contrast, imparting a sense of belonging. In the distance, the hum of the waves continues, constant and reassuring. Even though the figure has moved farther inland, that steady whisper of the ocean remains an anchor, comforting hush that never entirely fades. Wandering further, the figure passes a cluster of tall buildings where, high above, balconies catch glimpses of the starlit sky. A few windows remain lit, though curtains are drawn, and within those spaces, silhouettes drift calmly or pause to gaze outside. It's a quiet testament to how the city unwinds, each occupant weaving their own small story of evening rest. In one window, the silhouette of someone watering a houseplant can be observed. In another, someone stands with a phone pressed to their ear, their posture relaxed, their voice too soft to be heard. These subtle scenes of life continue, unhurried and gently illuminated by the mild hush that November bestows. A small dog barks in the distance, its voice muffled by the calm. Perhaps it caught sight of a cat or a drifting paper bag. The sound is faint, echoing briefly, then melting back into silence. And so the figure continues on, feeling the faint crispness of night in each inhalation, letting every exhalation carry away any lingering tension from the day. After strolling for a time, the figure makes a turn and heads west again, letting the ocean's call guide the way. The faint roar of the surf grows more pronounced, and soon the gentle glow of the Ferris wheel can be seen once more. Near a low stone wall overlooking the beach, a musician strums a soft tune on a guitar, the mellow chords drifting on the night breeze. A few passers-by stand at a comfortable distance, swaying gently or pausing to enjoy the music. The night envelops it all in a comforting hush, each chord and note reverberating softly through the salted air. Drawn by the sound of the waves and the gentle music, the figure stops to rest at the wall, gazing once again at the shoreline. The tides have risen slightly, creeping closer to the pier's supports, creating a steady, rhythmic swish as the water meets the sand. A group of friends sits in a small circle on the beach, quietly chatting and warming themselves with jackets and blankets. Their laughter is low, mingling kindly with the guitar's tune. A memory of summer bonfires may linger in the air, even though the season has now shifted. The figure closes their eyes for a moment, soaking in the layers of the evening, the lull of the surf, the murmuring guitar, the backdrop of the softly lit pier. It all blends into a single lullaby that seems to cradle the city. In this lullaby, time feels suspended. There's no rush, no demands, just the gentle acceptance of night. Eventually, the figure resumes a gentle pace, deciding to move closer to the beach. Descending a short flight of steps, shoes meet the cool sand with a quiet crunch. The sensation is soothing as each step finds a gentle give beneath the feet. The wind picks up just slightly here, carrying a more pronounced salt scent and a moist, briny chill. Overhead, a few stars emerge from behind wispy clouds, twinkling in and out of sight. Walking by the shore, the figure keeps a respectful distance from the water's edge. Even so, the gentle hiss of the tide rolling in provides a reassuring chorus, one wave after another, consistent and calm. It invites reflection on the cyclical nature of all things, the passing of day into night, the rhythm of breath in and out, and the steady churn of thoughts that eventually quiet when allowed to rest. Pausing near the wet sand, the figure bends down to watch the water swirl over the beach. The reflection of moonlight shimmers on the surface, shifting in random patterns each time the tide flows. Seagulls have taken their rest, but the memory of their circling flight lingers. Sometimes just witnessing the water's edge can be enough to feel the quiet pulse of the world as it holds us in its timeless embrace. Farther down the beach, a lifeguard tower stands silhouetted against the night sky, a faint light inside marking its presence. The figure strolls that way, passing a few scattered footprints left behind by earlier visitors. The sand remains dotted with faint impressions, each telling its own story of a walk taken, a moment shared, a short rest on a beach blanket. Now in the hush of late evening, those impressions gradually soften, as if the beach itself is drifting into slumber. Reaching the lifeguard tower, the figure settles on the first wooden step. From here, the vantage point shifts slightly, providing a more expansive view of the ocean's sweep. The tide is gentle tonight, the surf subdued, as though the sea itself is winding down. A faint glow from the city lights glimmers on the horizon, reminding one of how close civilization is, yet how wonderfully removed it can feel here at the edge of the land. Sitting on that step, the figure allows shoulders to droop in contentment, chin tilting down slightly. Breathing becomes slower, deeper, guided by the calm of the surroundings. Each inhale is a gentle invitation for serenity. Each exhale a soft letting go of any tension. Thoughts float lazily through the mind, but none cling. It's as if the night sky above, vast and composed, offers a silent promise. All is well, all is cared for, all can be released. Eventually the figure stands, returning to the cooler, firmer sand near the sidewalk. Taking one last appreciative glance at the moonlit ocean, the figure ascends the stairs that lead back up to the main thoroughfare. The breeze carries a final whisper of salt and brine, gentle and comforting. The city sounds remain muted, respectful of the late hour. A gentle sense of closure emerges, as though the evening itself is preparing a soft pillow of darkness upon which Santa Monica can rest. Retracing steps along Ocean Avenue, the figure notices the palm fronds shimmering in the street lights, casting long shadows along the pavement. Cars pass less frequently now, the traffic a mere trickle compared to earlier. The hush that falls over a city at night is an intimate thing, wrapping the streets in a cloak of reflection. And so the figure drifts, letting that quiet become a companion. Before long, the figure crosses a final intersection and comes upon a small, tranquil neighborhood. The houses here are neatly arranged, each with a small front yard or a patch of well-tended greenery. A porch light or two remains on, creating pale pools of light that define welcome doorways. The sky overhead is a deep charcoal, stars pinned gently here and there, while the silhouette of distant palm trees lines the horizon. Passing one final row of gardens, the figure follows a pathway lined with low lanterns, each casting a subtle glow. Wind rustles the leaves of a small lemon tree, and somewhere nearby, a tiny wind chime softly sings in the breeze. There is a sense of peace so profound that it feels as though the night itself is leaning close, urging all who wander through it to unwind, to slip into rest. Somewhere deeper in this quiet nook of Santa Monica, a small gate opens onto a tranquil courtyard. Within it stands a quaint bungalow, lights dimmed, save for the glow of a single lamp near a plush armchair. This is where the figure finds final refuge for the night, stepping inside and slipping gently into a quieter world. The door closes with a soft click, sealing away the hush and the calm to be savored in private. In this resting space, the figure sets aside the light sweater, running fingertips across the soft material as a reminder of the mild November breeze outside. The hum of the distant ocean remains a faint echo in the ears, woven in memory with the guitar's chords and the rustle of palms. Everything else is subdued now. Footsteps are hushed on the floor. The swirl of thoughts is calmer, and the inviting hush of sleep begins its slow, steady approach. Now, as everything settles, the world becomes gentler. Each breath flows in soft and reassuring. Each breath drifts out, releasing whatever does not need to remain. There is no rush, only a gradual, tender descent into rest. Notice how the body has grown heavy and pleasantly warm, limbs sinking deeper into comfort. Shoulders, once raised in the small tensions of daily life, now ease down into a gentle slope, free from burdens. The quiet is a companion. Let it guide you into a space of calm. Listen for nothing in particular. Feel the edges of your awareness softly dissolve into the surrounding hush. Here in this moment, you have permission to let go. There are no tasks to finish, no lists to complete. There is only this gentle arrival, a welcoming embrace of night's serenity. If your thoughts drift, that's perfectly fine. Follow them if you wish, then gently lead them back to the lull of your breath. Rest in the knowledge that you are safe, that you are held by the quiet of a world at peace. Let each inhale be a soft, cool wave of tranquility. Let each exhale be a warm, releasing sigh, drifting you farther from the shore of wakefulness. Soon, the comforting darkness of sleep will wrap around you fully, like a soft blanket. The rhythm of your breathing continues, slow and even, drawing you deeper, deeper into the quiet sanctuary inside. No matter what has come before, this is your time now. Time to rest, to regenerate, to heal. Let your eyelids grow heavier if they haven't already closed. Feel the warm weight of your body in your resting place, and let the mind settle in. Sink a bit more into the hush, floating in a space that is neither here nor there, simply present in the moment. The mild hush of Santa Monica's November night echoes softly, a memory that soothes your senses. The waves, the twinkling lights, the gentle breeze, they are all part of this lullaby carrying you gently towards sleep. Good night, dear traveler. May you drift into a dream as calm and inviting as the November shores of Santa Monica. Sleep well. May peace and warmth follow you through the night, guiding you into the softest realms of rest. Let the hush hold you. Let your dreams be kind. And when morning comes, may you wake with a gentle lightness in your heart, ready to greet a new day with grace. For now, simply slumber, gently, deeply, and at ease. Good night. Sleep well.